Week with Murph and Marcus.
Sorry, I stole your sackaroonie, buddy. But hey, there'll be more.
On the sports leader.
All right, our 49er player of the week. When you hear Teach Me How to Doug, it's only one guy, right? It's Brock Purdy. He is sponsored by Benjamin Moore Paints. Experience the Benjamin Moore retail difference at our independently owned authorized retailers today or at benjaminmoore.com. Also sponsored by Bigelow Tea. Grab a mug and tea proudly. It's about just once or twice a year we get to have Brock Purdy on the Murph and Marcus show on KNBR, the 49ers flagship. Brian Murphy, Marcus Boucher. Brock, you created a monster, buddy. Wherever you go now for the next few weeks, they're going to be hearing this song. So good morning. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Brock?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me. I don't know. I guess we're all going to be Dugging from here on out as a team. So,
can you give us the backstory? Somebody wrote in and said it was a Baker Mayfield tribute, or is that fake news?
That's fake news. I mean, I think there was a viral video of him hitting it, years ago, and that was great. But for me, this year, I was like, you know what? Like, I can't wait to score when I run one in, and I just want to get the guys going by doing something. And I was like, I can hit the Dougie. So it's really how it came about, yeah.
So, Brock, what is your history with the Dougie? Because I know we all have our go-to dance moves. Was this something that maybe you were pulling out on your wedding night?
Oh, yeah. I definitely was hitting it, on the wedding dance floor. And I got the same reaction from all my family and friends. Like, what the heck? Like, rocking Dougie. And so I've sort of just been, I guess, sitting on it and waiting for the right opportunity to do it after a touchdown or a big moment. So why not in Cleveland? So.
You're surprised by the reaction? Because here we are talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I scored, I looked at all the Cleveland fans and they're booing me, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just whip out the Dougie on them, and then people were talking about it. But I don't know. It's just more than anything just having fun with, playing the game and with my teammates.
What was Jenna's reaction?
She loved it. She texted me after, and she's like, great game and stuff. And then she's like, by the way, I actually really liked your Dougie. And I was like, let's go. That's all that matters.
Well, Brock, we've seen those dance moves before, but it was you line dancing in that boot commercial you did. Any chance we get you and the offensive lineman line dancing in the end zone after a touchdown?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I guess we could do everything, country, Dougie, you name it, we could do it. So I might have to get all the guys together and get something, lined up for after a touchdown.
Well, I did see that today's the 40th anniversary of the Bears recording the Super Bowl Shuffle, so maybe you guys can kind of be inspired by that. I don't know. It's all silly. It's all fun. By the way, while we talk about Jenna texting you, we haven't talked to you, I think, since your baby was born, or maybe we did once, but just, again, congrats on fatherhood, little baby Millie. And tell us, how's Millie's first football season going?
It's been great. She's just growing every day and every week. And, I come home and there's something new that she's doing and, smiling, or she's trying to roll over now. And I don't know, there's just little milestones that, when I come home, it's so cool seeing. And just having her at the games and, seeing her after, it's just a good perspective for me of like what matters. And, I'm just so blessed with an amazing wife, and then obviously an amazing little daughter now. So I don't know, my heart, Jenna's heart, like our hearts are just so big and full right now. So
that's just awesome. And little babies are so light. As a guy whose babies are now 18 and 14, just treasure how light and good and how she smells like a little new baby. I wish we could hold one right now. I'm jealous of you, buddy. So that is awesome. And by the way, will you be teaching her the Dougie at some point in time?
Yeah, I think when the time is right.
So we brought it full circle there. Oh, man, fun stuff. Hey, by the way, while we have you, before we get into football stuff, today is the 9th annual KNBR Holiday Sports Auction presented by Dignity Health, and it benefits the 49ers Foundation. You know about this, 49ers.com/give. There are items involving Brock, including Brock Purdy's locker room nameplate, a Brock Purdy autographed jersey, a Brock Purdy autographed football, and then, Brock, a signed custom Brock Purdy oil painting, dude. How about that? How'd you feel about signing an oil painting of yourself?
It was sweet. We came in from practice, and they had them all lined up in the hallway, and I was like, dang, is this for me? And they're like, no, we're auctioning it. I was like, dang, this thing is sweet. So it's really cool.
Well, what you do is you go to 49ers.com/give, and you can bid on all those. We asked John Lynch this question. So of the top 3, playing video games with Ricky Pearsall, you can bid on that. Going to Top Golf with George Kittle and the tight ends, you can bid on that. or baking cookies with the O-line? You can bid on that. Where's Brock Purdy's bid going?
Man, I'm probably going to have to do the O-line and cookies. So that'd be fun to watch.
Well, Brock, we know that you do like to take care of your offensive linemen as a giver. It was last year when you gifted them Toyota trucks for Christmas. So the question is, how are you going to top that this year? Are the offensive linemen already bugging you about their gifts for this Christmas season?
Man, no, they've been really good, and I appreciate that about them. But obviously, yeah, I'm thinking up some things, and I have a good idea, I think, of what I want to do. Obviously, I'm going to try to surprise them with that, but yeah, they've been generous, and they still got their cars, they're driving their Toyotas around and everything, so it's good times, this time of year with all of that, so it's fun.
Now, we had Colton McKivitz on earlier this season as our 49er Player of the Week, and we asked him about the gift-giving ability of his quarterback, but he's had 2 quarterbacks this year, so is there any chance that maybe you and Mac Jones go 50-50 on Christmas gifts for your offensive linemen?
Man, that's a good idea. I actually haven't thought of that, so I might hit up Mac after this and see what he thinks.
See? Productive visit to the Murph and Marcus show there. All right, Brock, we're going to go now to the football side of things, and I'm going to start in Cleveland, and there's, I don't know how much you look at Pro Football Focus. Some people like it, some people don't, but they have a stat called turnover-worthy plays. This is something Matt Barrows found in The Athletic. He said, going into this game, your turnover-worthy plays rate was one of the highest in the league, meaning balls that are sort of into traffic or could have been picked but weren't. And on Sunday, you had 0 turnover-worthy plays. Was that a very conscious effort? Because a lot of people are talking about how careful you were with the football, and a lot of people saying the 7 throwaways were some of the smartest plays of the year. Can you reflect on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, going back to the Monday night game, it was, for me, I went into the game going, all right, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to throw the ball. And then there was just some moments where I just feel like I needed to be a little bit more accurate. I like my decisions. I just needed better ball. And so when you miss, obviously, it just gets magnified a little bit more than any other throw. But, for me going into Cleveland, it was, all right, how can I protect the ball? How can I protect our team? And, especially with the conditions that we're playing in and how good their defense was, it was on my mind to, be smart and, just find a way to win, stay aggressive, but also when it's not there, let's just live to see another down. And so that's sort of just how I looked at it. I was proud that, our whole team was able to play smart, be on top of their stuff, and take what the defense gives us, and we just score when we had the opportunity to do so. So definitely learn, as we went this last week, but hopefully I can continue to do that and have that be my mindset for sure.
Would you say that some of those decisions and throwaways were impacted by guys like Myles Garrett and that Cleveland Browns pass rush, or is this something that you want to do moving forward, cutting down some of these risks?
I mean, obviously, when you play a guy like Myles, you got to know where he's at and be smart in terms of how long you hold the ball, can get the ball out of your hands and be smart with it. But I mean, honestly, I thought it was just a great mindset in general playing quarterback. So I really, learned a lot last Sunday, and obviously we had success with it. And so just moving forward, yeah, I can learn from that. But at the same time, I think games are different. With how you got to be aggressive and take opportunities to go make a play or whatever, but not trying to go out of your way to make plays. It's being smart at the right time and everything. So I don't know. I learned a really good lesson, and we'll continue to strive towards that as the season goes.
Is that something that's a little hard for you? Like, because you want to be a quarterback who throws the ball downfield. That's what you want to do. You want to score points. You want to have big gainers, and yet sometimes the discipline move is to check down, or throw it away. Is that hard for you to resist the temptation to be aggressive?
I mean, honestly, it's what's the play called? What's my answer per coverage? Kyle is going to have some opportunities to throw the ball down the field, and if the defense gives us a look, boom, let's go for it. Let's be aggressive and let's rip it. And so that's been my mindset my whole career. And at the same time, though, within that, it's how can we, win this game? It's 4 quarters of ball, and how can I be smart on this drive? And even if we have to punt, that's okay. Like it's bigger than just, hey man, like we have a shot here, and I'm just going to throw it deep. So, how can I find my answer per play and be smart within it?
Now, Brock, we got to ask you about the toe because I thought your mobility looked the best it's looked the entire season. But you tell us, how did it feel scrambling around and pulling out that read option for a touchdown? How did the toe feel this past Sunday?
Yeah, it's felt great, man. It's gotten better. I feel like every week, and just in general, I'm out there playing, just worrying about my assignment details, throws, and I'm not even thinking about my toe. It's more so just warming it up, and then after games and stuff, treating it up and everything. But it's in a really good spot right now. I feel confident in it.
Well, it's funny. Kyle told us he didn't think you'd be healthy for the rest of the season 100%. Is that accurate? It's not going to be 100% the rest of the season?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to just be a thing that, I feel, like I said, warming up or waking up in the morning or, that kind of thing. But, when I'm out there, adrenaline's going, I'm worried about playing quarterback, I'm not thinking about it, as I'm dropping back or throwing or anything like that. So, but it is what it is.
There's this phrase, there's this injury, turf toe. We've been hearing it since forever. If you followed football, turf toe. A lot of people thought, he stubbed his toe on the artificial turf. No. Steve Young comes on our show. He told us in September, he called it a nefarious little sucker is what he called it. What did you know about turf toe going into this season, and what can you tell us about it now?
Yeah, I mean, I heard, guys that have had it and stuff, and they, try to play through it, or it takes them out for a while. Like there's, sort of like a spectrum with it, but I never really thought about it in terms of like my position. I think you hear about it with like skill players and whatnot. But, I didn't really know much about it. But, after going through it, it's like, man, like how you really need to appreciate the small muscles, the ligaments, like your feet, your foot health, and making sure your feet are right and, mobilities, your toe mobility and everything like that. It's sort of just opened up my eyes in terms of just my health with, my ankles and my feet and everything moving forward. But it's something that, it sucks going through to experience, but I learned from it, and, hopefully moving forward, I can just continue to make sure my feet are right.
Brock, on Sunday, we saw you on the sideline wearing an elbow brace / warmer, and I heard your comments after the game saying that you've worn that before to keep your arm warm. I'm just curious because we see it all the time with pitchers in baseball, either wrapping a towel around their arm or wearing a jacket in between innings. Is that kind of the same thought process that you're going with to kind of keep your arm warm in between drives?
Correct. Yeah, I've done it, I think even going back to my rookie year, I've always just had a little elbow heating thing on, and it's just coming off the field. It's colder in the year and stuff, and this is the thing that I move the ball down the field with, and so I just want to make sure it's warm and good, and has nothing to do with my arms hurting or anything like that. It's just making sure it's warm and ready to go for the next drive.
Yeah, I guess it's one of your features there, too. I'm looking at the receptions, and Christian McCaffrey has 85 of them from you and Mac Jones. You got to go all the way down to 41 is the next number for Jawan Jennings. I'm wondering, as you guys go into this December where you're in the mix, how you can get more production out of your wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to how can we win. And, if that's run the ball, let's run the ball. If it's throw the ball 50 times in a game, let's do it. And everyone's down for that. And that's the cool thing about, I feel like all our receivers in the room, like they understand, hey, man, like how can I contribute to win? And, obviously I want to get all my receivers, 1,000 yards in a season and 20 touchdowns each. Like I want that for them. But the reality is, like, you get so many drives and so many opportunities, and I know that they're all ready for those moments and opportunities. It's just, does the play present itself, and do we get that op to go and get it? And so it's just one of those things that we're just being patient with game by game. Everybody has a different opportunity each game, and they all know that, and that's the cool thing about them, man. They're so selfless, and they're about the team. They're not about themselves. And but if you ask me as their quarterback, man, I wish all those guys, could get the ball every play, so it's just how it goes.
A couple more minutes here with Brock Purdy on the UMA guest line, our 49er player of the week, before he let him go for the bye week and enjoy his beautiful family there. All that said, that brings to question Brandon Aiyuk. We haven't had a chance to ask you. I know the beat writers do, but how disappointed are you with the way this has played out this year?
Yeah, I mean, he's going through his thing, and, I can't really speak to it much just because it's his situation and, him healing up, from his knee injury and then all the contract stuff. Like, I'm totally out of that. Like, that has nothing to do really with me or I hadn't had any impact on that, so, like, I can't speak to that. But, I just think it does suck because I love BA and, all the moments that we've had on the field together have been awesome, and, love playing football with him. And so it's just, I don't know. It sort of sucks right now. It's sort of all gray, and we don't really know, I guess what's going on. But he's doing his thing. I know he is rehabbing and trying to get back, and so that's all I can really say to it. So
yeah, well, thanks for answering it. Fair answer. And then we'll end it on just a much more optimistic, big picture note. You guys got to December. You're 9-4. I don't know if you've seen these stats. Like, no matter what happens in this Bears-Packers game this Sunday, you guys are going to move up to the 6th seed. If the Rams and Seahawks so generously lose this weekend, you guys can go up to the 2 seed. I mean, you have the Bears on the schedule in front of you. All this stuff's in front of you. We asked John Lynch this just a half hour ago. We're like, is the Super Bowl on the table? Like this season, this cursed season where you're hurt and Nick Bosa's hurt and Fred Warner's hurt, is the Super Bowl on the table, Brock?
Yeah, I mean, for us, man, it's got to be one game at a time. Obviously, we've since the beginning set this thing out. It's been, yes, we can go achieve our goals, and that is a goal for sure. But can we just go win this next game and then the one after that and the one after that, and not get caught up in what the whole playoff picture looks like and this and that? Like, I think we can't overlook anybody, man. And so I know all the guys in the locker room, that's been our mindset all year. We've had some guys go down, and people will say, oh, that's it, just because they're hurt or this or that. But, man, it's football, and guys step up. Guys have opportunities in front of them, and then they go and seize the moment and don't look back. And so I think we have that kind of team that's, blue-collar, chip on the shoulder, ready to go prove themselves because people have doubted them. But, we just got to continue to have that mindset one game at a time, and then we'll see at the end of this thing where we're at.
Yeah, it's a good answer. Then just last one is because you say you guys have blue collar, chip on the shoulder, guys next man up. That leads to just a chance for you to talk about your guy, Mac Jones. I know it was hard for you to not be out there. You were dying. I'm sure you were dying. You're like, God, I want to be out there. But here comes Mac. If you're going to have a backup, that's about as agreeable a dude as you're going to have. He seems like he supported you the whole way. He giggled his way through these press conferences. He made some clutch throws. He was very tough in the pocket. What was it like for you watching Mac Jones, and maybe you even stole a little bit from him or borrowed a little bit from him?
Yeah, man, he's a man. I think our relationship and us getting close throughout the year, and I think both of us just having each other's back. The quarterback position, people can, they want to make storylines and all these things about who the next guy is and this and that, but to have both of us understand the position and the highs, the lows that come with it, it's been pretty cool. Like, he's been through what I'm going through, an injury and trying to lead a team and all that. So it's really cool. But more than anything, him going out there and keeping our team alive and making plays and straight up balling out. It was really cool. And so definitely learned from him in terms of being efficient, taking what the defense gives you, trying to stay on the field, find ways to get points, whether it's good looking or not, or kicking a field goal after a check down. It's little things like that that's playing NFL quarterback that I learned from him, and hopefully we can continue to push each other and help each other out as we go down the stretch here. And but extremely thankful for that guy, that's for sure.
Yeah, good old Thanksgiving gift on that. And are you as amused by his cackle as we all are? We're like, oh, this guy's got quite the cackle.
Yeah, he's hilarious. It's just his charisma and his personality. He's awesome, and honestly, it's been good for me to have a guy that you can see play quarterback and have fun with it. Because for me, I'm so serious about my job and everything, which is great. But it's cool to see him have fun with it and learn from him in that regard. So it's been cool.
I got to imagine Mac Jones can Dougie. I got to imagine.
Oh, yeah. Mac and Dougie, that's for sure.
Well, all right. We may need a duet at some point in time. We need
a Mike Jones, Dougie mashup between Mac Jones and Brock. We'll figure it out.
Oh, man. You've been a good sport, Brock, and now you get to go back to Jenna and Millie and whatever it is you guys get to do during the bye week. Oh, did you ever buy the boat? By the way, is that still on hold?
It's still on hold.
Okay.
Hopefully, one of these off seasons I'll be able to get it. Hopefully,
all right. When it comes in, when your ship literally comes in, we'll celebrate. Thanks for all your time. Go enjoy your bye week and your family, and thanks for hopping on Murph and Marcus. Congrats on the win.
Yeah, thanks, Brock.
Thanks, guys.